Morning. Welcome to Faith in the Morning. Something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. Thank you so much for starting your day with me. Faith in the Morning exists to help you start your day with faith and encouragement. So however you're watching, I'm so glad that you're tuned in today, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, watching on Faith Plus, watching on our live stream on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Go ahead and share with others so they can be encouraged. If you haven't already, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Once again, thank you for starting your day with me. Let's jump right into what we have for us today. We've been talking about different principles that I shared in my new book, No Longer Mere Mortals, 7 Secrets to Living the Supernatural Life. Thank you for all those who have purchased and ordered that book. Thank you for your support. And I'm praying that as you go through this book, you'll be inspired to live the supernatural life. And as we began to talk about yesterday, we talked about the importance that hunger plays and to walking the path God has for you, walking and experience a supernatural life. I said as the last line of the introduction, it says the adventure of flowing in the Spirit begins at the crossroads of hunger and reverence. The adventure of flowing in the Spirit begins at the crossroad of hunger and reverence. And of course, I read to you yesterday, Matthew 5:6, which says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. And we define hunger as an intense craving, a passionate, fierce desire. And righteousness is whatever that is right, just, and conforms to the revealed will of God. So Jesus, blessed are those who are hungry, who have an intense craving, a passionate, fierce desire for what is right, what is just, and what conforms to the revealed will of God. Because what is the promise connected to that statement of blessing? They shall be filled. Now let's go a little bit further about this. It says here, this is actually page 6 of my book. It says, flowing with the Spirit of God, partnering with Him, and operating in His power is right and just, and it is the will of God for every single believer. So let me say that again. Flowing with the Spirit of God, partnering with Him, and operating in His power is right and just, and it is the will of God for every single believer. Knowing that this is the will of God, we can boldly assert that if we hunger and thirst to flow with the Spirit, we will be filled. The word for filled in the scripture means to be fed and satisfied. The word filled in the scripture means to be fed and satisfied. You will be satisfied to the degree of your hunger and thirst. So once again, I'll ask you the question, how hungry are you? How thirsty are you? How bad do you want it is another way to say it. How much do you want to flow with God? How much do you want to partner with God? As I shared yesterday, hunger helps you set your priorities. And so if you really want to flow with God, if you really want to walk with God, if you really want to experience all that God has for you, you're going to have to hunger for the things of God. You're going to have to set some things aside and give priority to pursuing God, to walking with Him, to reading His Word, to spending time in prayer, to spending time going deeper and deeper and deeper. If you hunger and thirst after righteousness, you shall be filled. Based on your level of your hunger or your thirst, depends on the level of you being satisfied. Whether you want a snack or you want a 5-course meal. It's actually not up to God. It's up to you. So I encourage you today, as you walk this life of faith and walk further down the path that God has for you, stay hungry, stay thirsty. And if you do, you'll go into the future God has for you. But if you keep saying, well, I was in this movie before, I saw that before, you just think about what happened in the past, you will never go into the future God has for you. The past is great. What God did before is great, but He has more for you. As the scripture says, behold, I do a new thing. Walk down the path God has for you and experience the future He has for you. Remember, something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. Thank you for tuning in to Faith in the Morning. If you haven't already, you can find my new book, No Longer Mere Mortals, 7 Secrets to Living the Supernatural Life. Available at Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, Books A Million, Amazon, wherever books are sold, fccga.com. Go ahead and order it, read through it. I pray it'll be a blessing to you and help you go further in the supernatural life. I love you so much. I'll see you next time on Faith in the Morning. God bless.